Okay, so here we're dividing these complex numbers, right? So what are we supposed to remember with the complex numbers? Who remembers? Yeah, the conjugate of the top or of the bottom? The bottom, okay? So if we have a negative here, the conjugate of 5 minus 2i is what? Plus 2i, right? So the only thing that changes is that middle term, okay? If this was a minus here, the minus would not change, okay? It's only the number, or excuse me, it's only the sign in the middle, okay? Cool, so we're going to multiply the top and bottom by the conjugate. Because we have multiple parts, I'm going to put them in parentheses, right? And then what's the magic word? Foil. Yeah, so we're going to foil the top and foil the bottom, or you could use the trick on the bottom, right? So let's do that. If we foil the top and foil the bottom, let's see what we get. We have negative 2 times 5, which is going to give us a negative 10. Then we have a negative 2 times positive 2i, which gives us a negative 4i. And then 3i, positive 3i times positive 5 gives us a positive 15i. And then positive 3i plus positive 2i gives us a positive 6i squared. Don't forget the I squared, okay? On the bottom, same thing, we'll foil, so we have positive 25 because of 5 times 5. And then we have positive 10i, and then negative 10i. And then for the last one, what do we have?
Negative 4i squared.
Negative 4i squared, right. It's negative 2i times positive 2i, which is going to give us a negative, and then you still have the I squared, okay? So, a lot of people tend to cancel out the middle terms every time they do this. You cannot cancel these out, so don't skip steps, okay? I would just suggest that you write it all out, but if you do want to skip steps, just remember it only cancels when the signs are different in the middle, okay? So on the top, we can combine like terms right here, right? Uh-oh. And that's going to give us what? Yep, positive 11, right? Positive 11i. And what does this I squared actually do?
A negative.
It changes the sign of what's connected to it. So since this is plus, this is going to become a minus 6, okay? Okay, and then over that positive and negative 10i will cancel each other out. And we're left with 25. And again, this I squared changes the sign of what's right in front of it. So instead of a negative, it's going to become a positive 4, okay? Okay, and then we keep going. We can combine our like terms. So we have negative 10 and negative 6, right? Or minus 6, which is going to give us negative 16 plus 11i all over 29. Okay? Before you finish, you have to check for what?
Like term.
Yeah, something that they all have in common, right? Pluses and minuses separate your parts. You have 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom. Is there anything that all of these share? No, okay? I do want to give an example of something that, let's say you had something like this, and it was like over 4. What do all of these have in common? And they
4.
have a 2, but what's the biggest thing they have in common?
4.
A 4. So what you'll do is you'll go in and divide every part by 4, okay? So that's going to give you negative 4, and then positive 3i, and then that's over 1, right? Which is just the same thing as writing negative 4 plus 4i, okay? So you do need to check to see if all your terms, okay? And you can't just do it for part of them. I see that a lot too. It has to be all of the parts in the expression, okay? But this is the final answer for that one.